All right, let's just jump right in. We're going to talk about a piece of tech today that, well, it could completely change how you live your life online. Seriously. It's aiming to solve one of the biggest, most annoying problems we all face in the digital age, the password.
I mean, just take a second and think about it. How many accounts have you made? 10? 50? 100? Maybe more. You've got your bank, your social media, your email, even that random online shop you bought something from like 5 years ago. Every single one of them needed a password and email, basically a little piece of you.
And here's the part that's kind of scary. Every single one of those accounts, it's a potential backdoor, a way for someone to get at your data. It's like having a huge chain stretching across your entire digital life, and all it takes is one weak link to break.
And all of this, it brings us to what you could call the great digital identity crisis. The system we've all been using, it's broken. It's fundamentally flawed. And honestly, it's putting every single one of us at risk.
You know, in engineering, they call this a single point of failure. Think about it. Let's say you use the same email and maybe a similar password for a bunch of different sites. We all do it, right? Well, if just one of those services gets hacked, and let's be real, it happens all the time, hackers can take that info and try it everywhere else. It's like a domino effect. One breach can suddenly knock over your entire digital life.
So what's the fix? How do we get out of this mess? Well, that's where a totally new way of thinking about digital identity comes into play. It's a huge shift, moving away from big companies owning your data and putting you back in control. It's about you owning your digital self.
And the technology we're looking at today comes from a company called Linkspreed. It's a new protocol built on what they call an Identity and Access Management Platform, or IAM for short. Now, this is not just another password manager, okay? It's a total, from-the-ground-up reimagining of what a digital identity even is.
The whole philosophy behind this thing is called digital sovereignty. And it sounds fancy, but the idea is actually super simple and kind of radical. It's this: your identity belongs to you. Not to Facebook, not to Google, not to your bank. You. You should be the one in the driver's seat, controlling it, owning it, and deciding exactly who gets to use it.
So how does that actually work? Well, the old way, the way we do things now, is you basically give a photocopy of your identity to every single company you sign up with. The new way is totally different. You have one super private, permanent core ID that you never share with anyone, ever. Instead, for each service, you generate a unique, temporary, and kind of disposable persona alias. And this is the massive security breakthrough. Think of each of these aliases as a firewall, a blast door, protected by some seriously powerful 256-bit encryption. So let's say your alias for some social media site gets hacked. So what? It's a total dead end for the hackers. They can't use it to find your real core ID, and they definitely can't use it to get into any of your other accounts. You just poof, delete that one alias, make a new one, and everything else about you stays 100% safe.
Okay, so that's the big picture. But how does this actually play out in the real world, especially for, big companies and organizations? Let's take a look under the hood at this whole IAM engine. The whole IAM platform is really built on 3 core pillars. First, there's something called Zero Trust Corporate Governance. Second is private verification, which uses something amazing called Zero Knowledge Proofs. And third is this idea of social networks as a service.
Let's tackle that first one, corporate governance. Just imagine an employee leaving a company. You know how it is, right? It's usually this mad dash to find and shut down all their accounts. Well, with this system, it's one click. That's it. An admin goes into the IAM, revokes the credential, and bam, their access to every single platform connected to the system is terminated. Instantly. We're talking about over 1,500 platforms. It's just a huge, huge leap for corporate security.
All right, now for the second pillar. And this part it's just so cool. It's called Zero Knowledge Proofs, or ZKP. This is basically cryptographic magic. Imagine you're at a bar. A ZKP is like being able to prove to the bouncer that you're over 21 without actually showing them your ID. They don't see your birth date, your name, your address, nothing. You just prove the fact is true without revealing any of the private data behind it.
And the potential uses for this? They're absolutely massive. Think about applying for a mortgage or for government benefits. Right now, you have to send over scans of your passport, your pay stubs, bank statements, all this super sensitive stuff. With ZKPs, the system can just provide a simple cryptographic proof, a little digital certificate that says, yep, this person is a citizen, or yep, they meet the income requirements. The other side gets the verification they need, but they never have to see or store your private documents. It's incredible.
Now, all of this points to a really fundamental difference in the business model here. And it's what truly separates a technology like this from pretty much every big tech platform you're using today.
See, most tech companies run on what's called the middleman model. They give you a free service, but the real price is your personal data, which they store and often sell. This new IAM, on the other hand, is built on a protocol model. Think of it as just a set of secure rules, like a language, that lets you and a business talk directly to each other. There's no giant company sitting in the middle, listening in and hoarding everyone's information.
And because they're not that middleman who's storing all your data, guess what? They don't have to charge like one. The platform fee for using this IAM for these kinds of transactions is 0%. I mean, that's a complete game changer.
And for any business out there, this is absolutely huge. If the user is the one holding on to their own data, then the company's servers are no longer a giant, juicy honeypot for hackers. This model pretty much lets businesses wipe their hands of the liability that comes with data breaches and those massive fines from things like GDPR.
And listen, this isn't just some pie-in-the-sky idea for the future. This ecosystem is already built. We're talking over 1,500 platforms that are already integrated and ready to go with this new identity layer.
So when you put all these pieces together, what does it really mean? Where is this new way of thinking about identity actually taking us?
What this is really about is tearing down the walls, breaking apart all those separate, siloed accounts we all have. The big vision here, the end goal, is to make your secure digital identity a public utility. Something as simple and as reliable as flipping a light switch or turning on the tap, but with one huge difference: you own the utility.
And there's this quote from the development team that just nails the ambition here. They said, "We aren't just managing users. We are enabling verified human interaction at scale." So you see, this isn't just about making logins easier. It's about building a whole new, more trustworthy foundation for how we connect and do business online. It's about enabling real, verified human interaction across the entire planet.
And that really leaves us with one final big question to think about. If your digital identity was something you totally controlled, something you owned, a secure utility that just worked seamlessly, what would you build? What kinds of new services or businesses or communities could exist? The possibilities, well, they're really just starting to open up.